Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Unleashed. I am Bridget Quinn, your co-host.
And I am Regan Hildebrand with Home Team Realty Group. And we are excited to be back here talking a little bit today about the necessities of real estate.
There's lots of necessities.
There's a lot of necessities. Specifically about...
aside from coffee or some sort of caffeine.
Some kind of legal drug substance. Yeah, legal. Keyword, right?
Yeah.
Specifically, though, nailing in a little bit on the stuff that we find as the right tools when on the job.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we're just sitting here bantering back and forth, a cup of coffee is good to have.
With my abnormally long straw today. I couldn't find my normal straw, so.
Just means less work, right? But yeah, when we're out and about, though, we know that there's certain things after years of doing this that we need to have with us.
Absolutely.
So what would you say, Bridget, is the number one item that you've learned to always have available if you're going to be out and about showing houses or meeting with clients?
There's multiples. So there's the one that is practical. I mean, they're all practical in their own way. But I guess the big thing I always have is a really good flashlight. So because you never know if you have to go down into the basement or cellar, or especially if it's a vacant home, the power may not be on, or to try to look through the crawl space and see a little bit better. So something that's with a lot of aluminum, as I always say.
Yes, a lightweight aluminum but high lumen flashlight.
Aluminum.
The
And
same.
there could also be as weapons if it's heavy enough, like the old school used to be like
The
4
mag
or
lights.
6 like D batteries.
Yeah, those
That
things
sucker
were
could be-
weapons. Yeah, now, like, I even, my keys aren't here, but I have a little one that I keep on my key ring that's rechargeable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then I have the big boss one that I keep in the car at all time.
Right.
And like you said, high lumen LED light that would basically turn night into day if you need it to. Now, right now, middle of summer, we're fine with daylight, but yeah.
Right. Well, it's still just to try to see in the spaces. Maybe you have, especially around here, we have so many of the crawl spaces that are like this big, or no grown man or even a child could fit through. So
even just peeking into the attic, I'd never encourage anybody to go up the attic stairs. That's just too dangerous. But if you pull it down, just shine a light up to see what the insulation looks like. You're in good shape. You don't have to get up there. But yeah, in the middle of winter, when it's getting dark at 5:30 and people don't get off work till 5, a lot of times you're showing houses in the dark to begin with. On my listings, I always tell sellers to leave the front porch light on to make it easy for...
Okay, Motel 8.
Motel 8, yeah. It's for people to get to the little combo box or whatever they need to do to get to the keys.
Flashlight is a big one.
But yeah, flashlight's huge for that. Yeah. Along the same lines, it's those little gadgets that you learn about too, that you need on showings. I always have my laser measurer with me.
Laser?
Yes, and I put it on freaking sharks. I keep a little laser measure with me because a lot of times people, they don't know until they get there. They have in mind something they want to fit in that space, right? Well, we've got a king-size bed. Will it fit here?
Right.
And it's easy if you got the little pocket laser measure just to pop that out and check the dimensions of the room to give people an idea. It's nice when the listings already have the room measurements and the attachments and all that, but sometimes you gotta...
I think that's actually something good to recommend for buyers, especially if they have large furniture or things like that, is to have some sort of measuring tape or laser with them.
Yeah, and I have my measuring tape as well, but the laser's, just really easy, convenient.
Sure, it's easy.
Yeah, and older houses, we talked about in other episodes about the mill houses in this area that have been renovated and converted. Really nice homes, but a lot of times you get into those and the ceilings make you feel a little claustrophobic,
right,
because of that height. And in North Carolina especially, you can't count a space as what we call heated living area unless it's at least 7 foot ceilings.
Right.
So the laser measure
What
is
is
easy
it, like
to...
70% more of it has to be the 7 foot
Yeah, if you've got the rooms that have like the
slope.
angled bonus rooms, the slopes, you gotta have at least 50% of that space is over 7 feet. Also, so there's little things that we get into. It's easy just to whip it out and take a look and make sure everything is copacetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll leave that at that. But boom, if you know, you know.
Oh my God.
Um,
Edit time.
no.
So, what other things, Bridget, do you keep
Well,
with
from
you that might?
experiences of those with me, I've learned to always have a giant roll of toilet paper and paper towels in my cars at all times.
Yeah, yeah. You never know when nature will call.
Accidents happen, so paper towels to cover up, but especially in vacant homes, you may be running for that toilet paper.
Yeah, and then the worst thing is when you go into the bathroom, where a client goes into the bathroom, and then they tell you, "Why is there big blue tape on this toilet that's covering it and it says do not use winterized?"
And they've already used it.
Oh God, yeah, the water's been turned off.
Mm.
That's a terrible conversation to have.
Yeah, no.
I did have clients that brought the children with them, and children went and did exactly that. They used a bathroom that was winterized. I mean, 5, 6-year-old has no idea, no fault of theirs. But luckily, there's some tricks. You just fill a bucket of water from some other source and make it happen if need be.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. What else? What about you?
Yeah. In addition to the little tools like that, I always keep just a little set of basic tools: screwdrivers, hammer, stuff of that nature. Not to do anything major to the house, but you never know when you're going to get in a bind when something breaks yourself.
True.
And you got to fix it. I keep jumper cables in the car.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just for myself, but I've had clients whose
I have a
car
little
died.
automatic air pump too.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I've had more flat tires as an agent than I ever did any other time before then, because we go through new construction communities that still have roofing nails in the roads,
I've been
gravel
just
roads.
on the road for so long too. So many construction and
Yeah.
road works.
Yeah. I've now been through 3 windshields in just my current car. Yeah. A lot of road hazards.
I used to have good insurance as an agent.
Yeah, well, I found out you don't want to put too many claims and they don't like you anymore.
No.
But yeah, other things that I'd always recommend having in the car is obviously just some bottled water. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially winter.
First aid kit.
Winter. Well, yeah, that's a given too. But especially in winter, you want to have your blankets and usually to have an extra sweatshirt or something in there too.
Yeah. You take naps in houses, the vacant ones.
But you just never know. It could
they're
get
staged.
cold waiting.
The king bed. What else would you say is a necessity just to have with you at all times as a prepared agent?
If it's like an old house, I've got one of the little things that can plug into an outlet to tell you if it's grounded properly or whatnot.
Yep.
So I've used them sometimes.
I've got a little moisture meter I carry with me if there's ever anything that just looks suspicious in the crawl space like you're talking about, or in the house in general, just to check for moisture.
I don't use those too much, but it's just still good to have. It just depends on the property.
Yeah, it's just good to have. You never know.
I mean, obviously the usual, there's always got to be pens. There's always got to be,
Yeah, I keep an iPad with me too, just to make it easy to look up properties. If we're standing in a home and have a question about something, it's much easier to see it on the 11-inch iPad screen than it is my little iPhone. So, but I think that the big takeaway from that is, like, as agents, like, we've learned the things that we need to have with us to be prepared, whether it be for emergencies or just to get the most we can out of the home information wise.
Yep.
That's a big benefit to us, but it's also a bigger benefit to our clients.
Well, it's doing a big service to the client.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, we want to not waste anybody's time when we're out looking at houses. If it's a showing, I obviously want to be able to, or I'm sorry, if it's a listing appointment, I obviously want to be able to be prepared to have all the paperwork and everything and all the materials we're going to need to answer any questions, and even just a sign in the back of the car just in case you want to get going right away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do want to get going right away, whether it be buying or selling, reach out to us.
Yep.
Leave us comments. But most importantly, hit that subscribe button so that we can notify you of upcoming videos. Leave a comment. Let us know what kind of things you want to have in your home to always be prepared. And as always, I'm Regan Hildebrand. You can find me on social media at Realtor Regan.
And I am Bridget Quinn. You can find me on social media, B Quinn Realtor. We'll catch you next time.